I'm already relating to the anime Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. I just watched the first episode and it is good. I've been waiting for a zombie anime like this since High School of the Dead. And even better, unlike High School of the Dead, you don't have to worry about your family walking in on you because of the Ichi moments. Is it Ichi or Echi? Let's talk about the episode though. This guy, Akira, he's dreading work the next day. His room is a mess, he looks like a mess, and I'm sure a lot of us can relate in this regard. Not with looking like a mess, maybe we can play it off better than the others, but we all dread work the next day, right? We all think about it. Sure, go make your dollar that you gotta make, but work, especially when you're having the great time the night before, whether it's you enjoying the night with the boys playing video games or you just hanging out somewhere, work is always fucking it up. Now, like I said, he's surrounded by complete trash in his room, and for a good reason too. It never got this bad for me, but there's been moments where I've had a couple of pieces of trash around the room and I needed to clean up. Especially when you feel like you're in a similar state of mind like he is throughout this episode. Let's dive in why he's like this though. We see him 3 years prior and he's full of life at work. Just beginning, the future is bright, anything is possible. I don't think I've ever been this excited for a job, but holy hell, just look at this guy, man. You just know this guy is gonna be doing well in his life. And besides the work seeming like it's gonna be alright, he hangs out with these group of dudes from the office, grabbing some drinks and some food. And honestly, they seem like some pretty cool dudes. Alright, the way that they're interacting and treating Akira, it's amazing. The office is gonna be a breeze as long as they can get their work done on time, right? Wrong. And it gets even better. He sees this perfect girl for him from the office, Miss Atori. And he sees her, he's like, yep, this is the job for me. I'm gonna work hard, show results, I got all kinds of goals. Then reality kicks in for Akira as everyone is heading out to leave. He thinks the workday is over. So everyone's like, nah man, let's head back to the office, which is really brutal after enjoying yourself like this. It goes to show you how hard him and everyone else has to work at this job, even pulling all-nighter after all-nighter and being on a constant cycle of just work, which is gonna be brutal throughout the episode. He's just constantly wondering when he can go home. Meanwhile, I'm wondering when I can go home immediately after just clocking in for the day. I have to get my priorities straight. This guy is suffering because he might not be able to go home for the night because he has to work. And look, I was a cashier before and I used to be devastated when I was 5 minutes over my time on the register. Customers kept coming to me when I was trying to close down. Poor guy. Now, this is honestly some realistic shit for the Japan scenery, especially when you know how hard Japan pushes their workers over to the point where the workers really do fall asleep while on the job because they're just dead exhausted from work alone. It's actually scary of how accurate this depiction is of Japanese workers. But don't you worry, at least you get your mental health days off at this job. We all could use something like this at our jobs. But unfortunately, over here in this anime, nobody uses it. Nobody's about to be the one that just takes off because they need a mental health day. That's how hardcore these guys work. We're in his second year now, and you can tell this dude is burnt out already. The girl he's been crushing on also, that's been helping him hold out at his job because he likes her so much, ends up being the CEO's mistress, which is crushing. I saw that and I was like, whoa, that's fucking rough. I didn't expect that turn. This job may be paying some good bread, but at what cost, man? Akira, it may be time to take that mental health day. Now he begins questioning throughout why he's still working there and imagining if false situations would happen so he can be out of this loop in his life for good. The episode takes on a realistic tone as Akira moves through life with a zombie-like demeanor, burdened by overwhelming stress from work. He reaches a breaking point where he even considers suicide, but is prevented from acting on it due to the presence of guardrails on the train's platform. Now, you guys may be wondering, where the fuck is the zombie action at? Well, I got you. We're about to get into that. So finally, he forgets to pay his bike fee and tries to talk with the head of the place till he walks in on them, getting devoured by the first infected we see in the show. This is giving me flashbacks to my childhood when I came across that first zombie in Resident Evil on the GameCube. So we get this really cool chase scene and all of a sudden he becomes this parkour master. He's literally parkouring all over the place as he's running away from these zombies. And you can see right off the bat, as he's running away, he's finding a great pleasure in all of this. While running away from a pack of zombies, you may expect anyone to be terrified, screaming in fear. Nah, this dude is excited. You can see the emotion reflected in his eyes, surpassing anything he had experienced during his 2 years of work. It's refreshing to witness a shift in emotional dynamics related to zombies. We always see the person in overwhelming fear, and while the fear is justified, it's just a pleasant change of pace to observe a different range of emotions being portrayed in the storyline. Throughout his time as a work slave, Akira perceives the world in monochrome, devoid of vibrant colors, but a realization dawns upon him during the apocalypse. He realizes the apocalypse is the end of his worries of being a work slave, and it's then when his world becomes full of color again, and I love it. He begins putting together all the things he can do with this free time and space. Meanwhile, all I can think about is how much more difficult it's gonna be to complete some of the things on his list, like skydiving. You're gonna need people who knows how to operate some of this shit, and I'm curious how he's gonna have it all play out, or when he comes to that realization himself. Also, props to him. He remembers the girl he liked that broke his heart for being that side chick, and pretty much says, fuck that. This situation has changed all of that. And he's gonna go after her to see if he can win her over. So he gets to her door and is ready to make his move. And all I'm thinking about is once he gets to that door, it's gonna be a Zombieland situation where he finally gets the girl, and then all of a sudden the next morning she's infected and she turns on him trying to kill him. I'm praying this don't happen to my boy, and I pray by the end of this episode he gets a happy ending. But that doesn't happen. To his luck, he gets there and the CEO's shoes are at her place and the CEO is there infected. So Akira sees his infected boss, confronts him, and he's like delivering this whole defiant speech and gives in his resignation for the job that he worked at. And without a moment of hesitation, he tackles his ass out the window and splat goes the boss. I mean, if there's ever a time to kill your boss. Unfortunately, he turns around and Otori, his crush, is also infected. Poor guy. But again, he's not taking it hard. It's not this big devastating moment. He confesses to her and he runs off into the sunset. The future is bright for Akira. The dude absolutely hated his job. He hated it so much that this zombie apocalypse is actually a good thing. The episode ends with him writing in a notebook 100 things I want to do before becoming a zombie. Hence the title of the anime, Bucket List of the Dead. I can tell this is going to be a fun and exciting new anime to watch because this dude is going to be coming across the most random people while zombies are trying to kill him, all just so he can accomplish all the things on his bucket list. This bucket list and this apocalypse is making him happy that he doesn't have to work a day in his life anymore. Also, it would be so wrong of me not to give props to the anime team in the studio that produced this anime because it looks phenomenal. I'm not kidding you. Everything looks great in this so far. It just dawned to me that this might be the reality of MAPPA workers, and I feel so bad for them, and I appreciate all the work that they do, and hope they get the rest that they deserve. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. You guys should seriously go check that out. It's only about 4 episodes at the moment of me recording this video. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all on the next one.